Hello, everyone. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Tim. Tim is from North Carolina in the USA. So let's see what Tim has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Thanks. So how are you, Tim? You okay?
Yeah, pretty good. So
how's your morning going so far?
it's good. We had a full rainy day yesterday here in Raleigh. I'm a captain of a kickball team, so our games got canceled. So now I get to just have the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're a captain of what? Which game?
Kickball?
Kickball.
Yeah, it's like big red ball and then kind of baseball rules. So it's a recreational league.
Wow. So do you train every day?
Oh, no. We don't practice. We're more social. But we are pretty good. So it's exciting and fun.
It's something that you've been doing for a while?
Yeah, for almost 10 years. So,
wow.
Yeah. So
that's how you became the captain.
Yeah. I think I've been captain all but one season. So, yeah, and then I took like a couple seasons off, but then came back and was captain again.
Amazing. So tell me, where are you from, Tim?
I moved around a lot when I was little, but I consider Raleigh home. So Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah.
Right. And where you were born?
I was born in Macon, Georgia. So, but have moved like 13 times. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Raleigh and Tokyo, Japan are where I have the most memories. So.
You lived in Japan as well?
Yeah, I lived in Tokyo when I was in second, third, and fourth grade. So my dad worked for IBM. So we were there for 3 years, and we're in Raleigh before that. So I all my school years have been in either Raleigh or Japan.
I see. And your family, they live in North Carolina as well?
Yes. Yeah, now the majority of us are in North Carolina now.
Amazing. And what do you do for work, for living?
I manage a co-working space. So we have co-working memberships and then private offices, and then we also have co-warehousing, which is kind of something that we founded. So like varying warehouse unit sizes and all that for growing businesses.
Amazing. So before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I would like to tell me something interesting about Raleigh. Tell me something interesting about the city.
Tell you a little bit about Raleigh?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the capital of North Carolina. So it is on a lot of up and coming lists, voted for, tech industries, all that. Apple is moving here. So there's a lot of development going on. And I feel like they've been working on the highway since I was in preschool. So I don't know if it's ever going to be done. We're the city of Oaks. So that is, I have one of my tattoos is a little acorn and oak leaf for that. But it's really good. We've got a lot of good breweries. We just had Brewgaloo yesterday, which is like a big like beer festival. I didn't go to it because it was raining and gross. So, but it's really fun. I really like this city, so I've come to really love it. And I've been downtown for about 3-4 years. So, and like to see the growth. So, yeah.
Amazing. All right. So through the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life, about your point of views and your adventures as well. Okay?
Oh, sounds good.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yeah.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend, okay? Full of the fun questions. I'm just going to play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Let's do it. Right, Tim, before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Amazing. First question for you is, what is the most romantic thing someone has ever done for you?
Most romantic thing is I was dating someone that was long distance and lived in California.
Wow.
While I was still in North Carolina, and he surprised me by flying to North Carolina for my birthday and totally threw me off, and had planned all these different things So all my friends were like, "Oh, we're busy, we can't do anything," and then he had a whole weekend planned, and they were all there. So that was really romantic and thoughtful because I'm usually the planner and was going crazy, not having any plans. So that was really sweet and romantic.
That's nice. Did you kind of had a guess or not? You didn't know
No,
at all.
no, it was complete surprise. So it
Wow.
was surprise, happy, sad, angry. It was like every emotion. So it was good.
Do you consider yourself to be a romantic person?
I can be. I'm very thoughtful and sweet. But I'm also very sarcastic, so sometimes it throws off the romantic part. So yeah.
Okay, next one. All right, next question is, what is your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show has to be Scandal. Olivia Pope is queen.
Tell me about it.
So it is Kerry Washington, and it is by Shonda Rhimes on ABC. But I think there's like 7 or 8 seasons. I've watched it almost 10 times all the way through. But she's a fixer kind of lawyer and helps with different scandals and everything in the DC area with politicians. And then there's this love triangle of her dating the president and another guy. It's crazy and it's total drama, but it's super fierce and just it calms me. It inspires me and calms me and everything.
It's something new or it's been for a while on TV?
Yes, yeah. It's run its course, so it's done, but I still watch it on Netflix and everything and have all the seasons so I can watch it.
I see. All right.
Yeah.
Next question. Right. Before the next question, tell me your adventure, your journey living Japan. Tell me when you think about it, what's the best memory that comes to your mind? What was the best part of living in Japan?
The best part of living in Japan, I would have to say, is how safe it was and how clean. I was in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, and I was able to walk to the parks by myself, ride the train by myself, walk to friends' houses and everything. And I mean, back then we didn't have cell phones. It's weird that I have those memories of like, I lived and my parents trusted us. So that was just incredible to be a child and be able to navigate this giant city and be totally safe. And I didn't think about anything like safety wise or any of that. Like I knew how to operate the train system and everything. So it was really cool.
Did you have like your classes were in English or Japanese?
So it was part of a system of schools across the country or across the world. But it was called the American School of Japan. So if you were a non-native Japanese speaker, you would pick another language and then also learn Japanese. And then the Japanese kids that went to the school would learn English and another language. And then there were these conversational kind of mixed classes where we'd be with the kids our age, and it'd be like it was incredible because when I moved back to the States in 5th grade, I spoke Japanese fluently. And
Wow.
it was crazy. I mean, I've since lost it. I can still pick it up, or if I'm drunk or anything, Japanese might come out. So who knows? But it was just really cool that they kind of paired us together and really like it was such like almost an immersion type thing of way to learn. So
I'll tell you something, Tim. I've always been very fascinated about Japanese culture. You know, I think the way they approach life, the way they approach people they are far away ahead from us, if you know what I mean. They're so kind. The way I used to work in hotels a few years ago, and we had some Japanese clients, like guests. Oh my God, the way they approach you, the way they look into you, they say thank you. It's priceless. It's like you could see the culture difference between Japanese and other cultures. And since I started the show, I always wanted to have a Japanese person on the show. And I had people all over the world that already participate, and I always wanted, but somehow it never happened. And this year, I think the end of last year or beginning of this year, I invited someone, and I had a guess that maybe he could be Japanese, but I wasn't sure. And when I started the interview, he said that he was Japanese. I was like, oh my God, I was so excited. And guess what? I was close to reach 800 interviews on the show. So I kept that as a celebration because I was so fascinated about it. And he's from Tokyo, actually, but right now he's living in London. He's an actor and he's living with his parents in London right now. But he grew up in Tokyo, and we talked a lot about, the culture, about, the way they see life, and as you said about being clean, it's clean place and safe as well. And he said I explored the most I could, like ask a lot of questions. So I think you're lucky. I think you're very lucky to have time.
The hospitality and amount of respect that they have, not only for their culture and their history, but their space. And living in the US, we don't really have good history or current events either. So, but going to the temples and everything, it's just, there's this common, just constant respect. And for everyone. And they really, they take care of their children. It's almost like a community responsibility. And they look out. And so it was incredible. And it definitely, I can see the differences, and I would move back in a heartbeat. So.
Right. Next question is, what bores you?
What bores me? Growing up in school, I'm not a big history buff. So just learning that stuff, I'm like, eh. But I was an art history major. That I liked. But kind of documentary, I like some documentaries, but I think just I don't know, being spoken at, or just a lot of information at me is just it goes over my head. So I need to be engaged somehow. But if it's just a lecture with no participation, or being taught with no participation, I'm instantly disengaged and bored.
Do you get bored very easy?
Not super easy. I have a lot of things in my life where I'm active or engaged, or I'm the leader, or I'm, on a team or something like that, where I have to participate some way. So I kind of have built and curated my life and stuff around it so that I stay kind of active in it.
Easy. Next one, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, team. Next question is, what is the nicest thing a family member has ever done for you?
My parents have provided a lot. I've grown up very fortunate. I don't want to be money, but
it's they're not right or wrong. It's
but I think that's one that I didn't grow up spoiled. We didn't drive BMWs, Mercedes, all that stuff. But I think the nicest thing is my dad and my mom have been able to provide that comfort and support if needed. They don't just give it out unwilling. And they also, will give that constructive criticism if we made mistakes growing up and needed help. But I think that support of my dad working hard to be able to do that has been really nice. So they do love us and love my siblings. But I think that's been the nicest thing, is just to have that support and sometimes no questions asked.
And it makes a difference, doesn't it, having the support of your parents growing up? I think when you look back now, as you can say clearly, you can see how the big impact that brings to us and make us feel comfort and also secure as well. You feel confident to do things in life. Do you have, how many siblings do you have?
I have two. I'm the youngest, so I have a sister who's 2 years older, and then a brother who's 5 years older. But I really communicate with my sister, and she lives here in North Carolina.
I see. Tell me, which person in your family you are more close to?
Probably closest to my mom. But now we're kind of in that adult phase of setting boundaries. So a little bit more arguments, and now I kind of talk to my dad a little bit more, because we can be more level-headed and not as reactionary. So yeah.
All right. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Before the next question, as you're saying, how much you had the support of your family growing up. How was for you growing up as a gay boy? Did you have the support of your family? Did you ever came out and tell me how everything happened?
Yeah. So growing up, I didn't come out until I think it was like 2008, 2009. I came out to friends. And then I was outed to my parents by somebody else, which was not great. And it wasn't a fun experience. But they're not really supportive of it. They don't really accept it. Well, they say that accept it and they say they're supportive, but it's kind of a conditional kind of thing. So that's been setting boundaries and everything over the years and kind of controlling the amount of time or controlling where we spend time with one another. Because kind of being on their turf is harder for me. And I feel like it's their rules and they don't respect me as much just growing up or as time goes on. But they have come certain ways, but I think with, they've come forward some, but then I think with Trumpism in the United States, really, they took a lot of steps back and that really hurt. And they don't fully comprehend how that hurt me. But I mean, my friends and my chosen family that way have been incredible. And I've really gotten into a good community with either the Stonewall Sports kickball league that I'm a part of, my friends, my college group, and then I'm also an active member at a church and having those friends there. So I do feel really supported by, even if I were to not communicate with my family, I feel like I'd be fine. So.
How is being gay in Raleigh?
Sorry?
How is being gay in your city?
Right now we've got some pretty tough legislation. They're trying to do a drag show ban.
I heard that.
And then they presented a bill about trans youth sports bans and everything. And there's only, I think, after they did the research, there's only 2 trans athletes that are competing in high school sports. And it's like, you're doing all of this for 2 people. So it's just, it's crazy. And we've had some legislation in the past that I feel like I always have to be on the defense living in the South and being gay. And I just got back from a trip from California and it was nice to not have to think about that.
Wow.
And that's one that I would love to live in a state or live in a country for that matter that supports its citizens and their representatives actually, listen to their constituents. But it's been tough. Just always what's coming next? What are they going to take away or, restrict us? So
you said something interesting. So as you said, you're in California, and when you came back to North Carolina, you felt the difference. It's visible. You can feel it, the difference when you go to a state where it's kind of more open. When you go back to another one more close, you literally can feel it. You can see it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Really?
It's, walking down the street, I was out in San Diego and there's different districts and everything that are more clearly defined. Hillcrest is more gay. City Heights has a lot more immigrants and a lot more residential. And then different areas are kind of hipster where there's a lot of coffee shops and record shops and book shops.
Right.
But I didn't feel there's going to be some Southerner in a big truck, yelling some gay slur at me, which, hasn't happened a ton, but it has happened. And, just people there know that the legislature there are not going to try to do drag show bans, or they're not going to go after that there, or take away any gender confirming, support or anything like that, where it's, I don't identify as trans, but I definitely know people who do that benefit from that treatment. And it's just sad that that's always on our forefront of our mind. I feel when I come to North Carolina, or when I'm not when I come here, when I'm here, that it's what cause am I fighting for today? Whereas in California, it's I'm chill, things are good. It's yes, the country's crazy, but at least my state supports me kind of mindset.
Interesting. All right. Next question, Nice. What season of the year you feel more connected with and why?
Oh, summer, 100%. Give me sunlight, warmth. I would much rather sweat than be cold. I hate winter. It is disgusting. It's not in the Bible. I should not have to deal with it. It is. I hate being cold. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So.
Is your birthday around summertime?
My birthday was this past Monday, so it's in spring. It's like April 17th. So, but it's usually nice weather. It might rain, but it's usually nice enough to wear shorts or a short sleeve shirt or something. Or, I mean, I was in California for part of the day and then flew back. But I mean, I've been able to lay out. I've been able to do all that. And today it's nice. So, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday! How was the
Thank you.
celebration?
It was good. It was nice. So I escaped and then I've had dinners like all week. So I have not had to make any food or spend money on food.
Next question. Let's do it. Right. Next question for you is, what makes you most proud?
Makes me most proud. I think may sound weird, but I think like some of my best friends make me the most proud when it's like we kind of get together and talk about how we feel about one another and kind of I'm an outgoing, charismatic person. I'm very empathetic and very caring. And to hear that back is I'm happy that is, and I'm proud that is the character that people see, because that's what I do try to put forward and put out there. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. So when I hear that back, it does make me proud that, whether it be my kickball team, my coworkers, and my team that I have at the campus I manage, like that is what is always kind of the big thing. It's, we're empathetic, we're understanding, we work with you. Yeah, we have a sense of humor. We have a good time. So I like that's kind of the energy that I bring forth to everything.
I see. Tell me something that when you think about yourself, you go like, you know what? I mean, that's the best part of being myself. There's something that's when you analyze about your personality.
I think definitely growing up, moving and living overseas and traveling to different cultures. I am like very curious and empathetic and understanding. So I think that's one that I want to understand a situation and understand the person's feeling, acknowledge it, in a situation, or kind of understand their background. So I, want to read different books or books from different perspectives and learn about different people. So I think that's probably what I like the most about me is I'm very curious and want to be understanding of a lot of different things.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Next question is, what's your favorite holiday season of the year?
Oh, I was just going on a rant about I'm not a big holiday person, but mainly that's like the Thanksgiving, Christmas era. I kind of like to go with the summer theme. I like Memorial Day and Labor Day because it's just like a 3-day weekend and it's perfect weather and it's not really like an expectation to dress up or do anything specific. Whereas I think there's so much pressure around all these other holidays, like 4th of July, you've got to see fireworks. Christmas, there's presents. Thanksgiving, you have to eat nonstop. Halloween, you have to get all these costumes. So I like the ones where it's like Memorial Day and Labor Day. It's like it's celebrating. I mean, yes, people who serve for our country, people who work, but we get a genuine break and just get to enjoy being outside. Like my family has a lake house, so I'm usually up there, or I go to the beach or something. But it's just pure relaxation. So, and it frames summer. So those are my favorite.
It's interesting you say about Thanksgiving. You eat like no stop. That's the main thing about Thanksgiving. It's about being together and just eating.
Yeah. And it's gotten to the point of, oh, I'm at someone's place for Thanksgiving brunch. Then I have to go to lunch and then I have to go to dinner because like I'm kind of moving towards spending time with my friends and their families that are way more accepting than my family is. So, which my family doesn't like that I'm doing that, but I'm like, fine, I'll give you this, but I'm going to do something else to where I feel 100% accepted. So, yeah, last year was tough. I had 3 meals that day that were full.
Wow. The funny thing is, back in Brazil, when I was, as a teenager, when I started studying English, I remember my teacher saying that Thanksgiving in the US, it's even bigger than Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think so.
And I always kept that in my mind. On Thanksgiving, do you guys exchange presents as well, or is just to be together?
Yeah, just to be together, which is weird because I mean the actual holiday is not this happy-go-lucky history. um, but it is like Thanksgiving, to be thankful and be grateful for the people around you. So I mean, like that's what I did. As crazy as my last Thanksgiving was, it was great to be around all those people. So it is more so about coming together as a community and having that shared meal together in time. So it's nice. Whereas Christmas, it's same thing about that, and whether you're a Christian or not, what you celebrate, what you don't, if you go to service or not. But then gifts and everything, and it's as an uncle, it's so many presents for the kids, so many. So then I'm like practical, and I'm like, I need a new like toothbrush. Like, I'm like, it's not really exciting anymore. I'm like, you want to pay my car payment? Like, so yeah, I kind of miss that childlike approach to Christmas because I don't need toys or movies. Like we can stream everything. So
yeah. Right. I have 3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Before the next one, tell me a little bit about the game kickball.
Kickball? Yeah.
Kickball. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about kickball. How people anyone can join, or it's a group or a community that people play like let's say like every weekend. How does it work, the schedule?
Yeah. So it is. So it's a part of a league, and I play with the Stonewall Sports League. So that's the LGBTQ plus league, and it started in DC, and then Raleigh started, and it's all over the country now. But so we have, right now we're in the spring season. I had to think about that. And then we have a fall season. So there's registration, you sign up, and there's different teams. I mean, there's over 20 teams, and you have to have a minimum of 12 people on the team. And I think we have 22, 24 people on my team.
Wow.
And that way, then if people go out of town, I have extras and everything. But we play games on Sundays unless it's canceled. And then there's 3 divisions. So we're probably should have been in B division. We're pretty good, but I had some new players. But we're in C. So I think now we're at a 2-1 record. We've won our first 2 games pretty well, and the second one we were in our heads. But it's been a league in North Carolina since 2013. So, and then they have bowling, dodgeball, volleyball, indoor and outdoor. They have run club. They have tennis. They have I think they have softball. But they've got a lot of sports. So you register and sign up, and then team scrimmage, practice together, go to the sponsor restaurants and everything. So that's what we're doing later today, is going out for a late lunch, and then Sunday fun day. So it'll be
Do you think those activities helps to open people's minds somehow?
Oh yeah. And it's I mean, season 1, when I started, I did have a mixture of gay people, straight people, lesbians, everything on my team. And there were a lot of teams that were primarily just gay boys or gay guys, gay men. And there was some, not pushback, but I mean, there was judgment from inviting straight people into the league. But for me, it's nice to have that whole, for me, like my whole friend group represented on my team. But it has been great. And we have teammates that are married and have kids, both same-sex couples, opposite-sex couples, and the kids come and they see it. And like, I'm Uncle Tim to the kids, and like, I've only known them for a few years, but it's just incredible to see that and see that support. And then like, I'll go out to eat, I'll, co-work with some of them, or they'll come to my space. And it's just this great way to build a community, and kind of open up your minds to different perspectives.
Totally agree with you. I think in a way to let the doors open for straight people as well. Somehow you are connecting and make people understand that we are all equal, isn't it? Yeah. Like if you're gonna kind of close the doors, you need to be gay or part of the LGBTQ community. That's what we fight every day to be part of any other community. So is a way to show the example that anyone can be part of it, because we are all equal in a way. So I like that as well. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, next question is, which book had a big influence on you?
Ooh. As I'm looking at my books on my windowsill right now. I mean, so I have a favorite book, but I don't know if it really impacted me. Well, I mean, my favorite book is Big Fish by Daniel Wallace, and I'm like staring at it right now, but it's just beautiful and a great movie. But probably as I've struggled growing up in the church and being in the closet for as long as I was, because I didn't really kind of come to terms with things. Like, I think I started realizing stuff in maybe middle school, high school, and then kind of like kept pushing it down, which was not healthy. Um, but then also growing up in the church and being in the South, being conservative and all that. There's a book called Torn by Justin Lee, who actually he grew up in Raleigh and grew up going to the same church I did. But it's about kind of talking about faith and sexuality. And then there's a couple other books by Justin. Yeah. And a couple other ones that kind of do that. Those kind of have probably the most impact on me because I can relate to it the most. Mm-hmm. So, and then that's why I kind of, over the past couple of years, I've bought a lot of books by LGBTQ authors or that have those stories centered around it because I can relate to it. Because, you know, growing up, you know, you read stories, see movies where you can't relate to things and you're like, oh, well, this could be for me, but not really. So to kind of see the representation and hear voices and see people that are successful and that are saying things that I'm like, oh, that makes sense for me. Those have been really, really impactful for me.
Amazing. Yeah. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Next question is, if you could make up a brand new school subject, what that would be?
Ooh. May not be able to articulate it, but I think it would be like community building and the study of that. So, and, you know, it'd be somewhat history, but I think like, you know, I think of the games like Animal Crossing, which I'm not a big gamer, but, and, you know, all the different ones where to really study and learn about like how people find their sense of community. And it's so embedded in so many things that we do, you know, whether it be via a meal or a game or your neighborhood, your apartment building. I mean, there's so many things. I think that would be a really cool one. And to see kind of how it differs in different areas of, you know, what's supported and what's kind of guided and how your community influences that, I think would be a really cool one.
Did you like school growing up?
I did, yeah. It was, I was able to I was very artistic growing up. So that was really supported and I had good programs there. And definitely the diversity living in Japan was really cool. And then kind of coming back to the States for school, we had some good programs and I was able to kind of, you know, pursue what I wanted to do and had fun electives to kind of pick from. So.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Last question. Okay. But before the last question, Tim, when I was talking to you by message earlier on, you said that you were going to the church. It's being a gay guy, an open gay guy, going to the church in Raleigh. It's something that you feel, let's say, you are welcome there. You don't feel like people there are staring, or you know, there is something. How do you feel the community, people who goes to the church in Raleigh, in your opinion?
So I'm very lucky to be at a church that is welcoming and accepting. They are a Methodist church, so the Methodist church is about to split, and there's going to be the United Methodist Church that is affirming and welcoming, and then the conservative people that have different opinions are there going to be the Global Methodist Church. So, and my pastor has been incredible. I've had several, you know, coffee, you know, meetups or dinners or lunches with him and talked over the years. And we have queer people on staff in the worship team or working with the kids. And we have a LGBTQ supper club that I'm a part of. And I know a number of members there that it's not an issue at all. And it's nice to be able to be in the service and see other queer people in the community sitting across the pews or sitting around, and like, it's not a big deal. There's couples, there's married couples that are there. And I mean, heck, my pastors tried to set me up with people. So um, it is, we're good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? The way you're talking now, explain because you're involved in so many communities and so many things. You never thought about becoming a politician. You never thought about, my goodness, you're gonna be a good one. Has anyone ever tell you that?
It is. I do have a friend that's a part of city council, and he has been like, Tim, you would kill it. And it's just one that a flaw, but also to me a strength is can be reactionary. So I'm like, if someone makes me mad, you're gonna know it. I cannot hide it on my face. So in my Instagram, I share a lot of stories that can be very heated about if I'm angry or whatever. So or upset about something, and not like hateful, not like directed towards anyone, but like, I mean, anyone in the world knows just how crazy the United States is. So when weird news stories come up, so it'd be very hard if me as being a representative to have to be like, it's all good, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, you know, I've thought about like real estate, or if I stayed in Raleigh, maybe running for city council, depending on kind of what I did. But because I've done a lot of the nonprofit stuff and all that over the years, and worked and volunteered and everything, so I feel like I've got a good network. So,
you know what? I don't want to see you upset, okay, in person.
Yeah.
But actually, when I'm saying that, I really mean it, because I think that, you know, you had this experience of growing up in such a, you know, an amazing country like Japan, and also your point of views. You know, I think the way, even though the way you're explaining about, you know, some anger around, but you're stable. You can kind of control it. I don't know how you would react, as you said about your reaction, but I think, straight away, since we've been talking for the last like 40 minutes, I got this impression that you could be a good one to be representing, you know, the community.
Yeah, think first about endorsement.
Think about it, okay? If you think about, just let me know. You know what, William? I'm there now.
Yeah.
Next question is, next one. If you could change something in yourself or about yourself, what that would be?
I mean, I think I just said it, but I think being reactionary and being able, I think if I were able to, I think sometimes I'm almost too open, and that kind of paired with reactionary, it's like, I think if I could kind of add a little bit of a processing kind of filter a little bit more, and kind of put that back in, I think would allow me to, you know, if I reacted badly, it would kind of take that away. So then I could be like, okay, let me process this information. Let me put it out in a more calm manner. Or, you know, let me not react to a situation at work so quickly. Let me be able to take it in, come up with a solution first, instead of react and then have to apologize and deal with those repercussions. But I think that would be a better one. Is I definitely am like, since I'm always on the defense, I'm like always ready to like, almost like, you know, take my sword out and fight, when it's like, you know what, no, assess the situation first. So I think that would be probably the main thing. And I am pretty good at leveling out. I acknowledge my feelings and give them their time and space, but you know, sometimes if I let it out, and it can affect others. So I think if I had that filter processing thing, it'd be good.
I think just the fact that you know that is already halfway of the journey of, you know, improvement somehow.
Yeah.
Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much, and enjoy the word association game.
Okay.
Let's start with politics.
No.
One word for money.
Stress.
Family.
Support.
Love.
Love. Hope.
Life.
Joy.
Sex.
Exciting.
Religion.
Beliefs.
Fear.
Necessary.
Friendship.
Pivotal. Like, yeah.
Desire.
Drive.
Regret.
Detriment. No, painful.
It can be.
Yeah.
Success.
Always changing.
Wish.
I want to say dangerous.
Could be.
Yeah.
Happiness.
Should be easy.
Okay. One word for Japan.
Oh, bliss.
One word for Raleigh.
Home.
And the last one now, USA. One word.
Chaotic.
All right. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends. Define team in one positive word and one negative word only. What your best friend would say?
I think dependable.
As positive or negative?
I would say that would be positive. Is dependable. Is I will be there for my friends. If they call, if they text, I will be on the phone with you. I will text you. I will find you support, or I'll come to you. I will drop what I'm doing. I will be there for you. Negative. Kind of double-edged sword is with that, as I say yes a lot. So I would feel like busy. I do fill up my time a lot. So I think that would be a negative. That it's sometimes hard to schedule time or whatever. But then it's like, if it's an emergency, I'll drop everything. So they know the trick.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's play now, Tim, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. All right, but before you ask me the question, what's your favorite Japanese word?
Ooh. Okay, I'm not going to pronounce it right, but it's either kawaii or kawaii, and it either means cute or like little devil. And so I remember when we were over there, we would describe things. We would see a kid, and we were told that how we were pronouncing it meant like little devil. So we're just walking around like, oh, kawaii, and we're telling little kids like little devil. So I think it's a good word, and just the different pronunciations of it. It's either like, oh, you're so cute, or you're the devil. So I think that's probably my favorite.
I love it.
I love that about so many different languages. It's like, it is how you pronounce it can change the entire thing.
Oh my God, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So you can ask me a question now.
Okay, so the question that I would want to ask you is, what are 3 things that you're passionate about?
Love the question. And I'm going to relate it to you about sports. I grew up playing volleyball like all my life. As a teenager, I was playing like every single day. So sports for me is one of, when I, not just practicing, but watching as well. I can spend hours and hours watching the Olympics, all those tennis, anything you can imagine. When I catch myself on TV, I can watch it like for hours and hours. It's something nice about sports when you watch it, you know what I mean? It's like, I like as well those like Olympics, World Cup, because like somehow it's connecting the world, people they're giving their best. So I love it. I catch myself. So sports will be the first one. It's gonna be cliche, but this magic box, it's something that it feeds my soul, my personality, myself. You have no idea how much it makes me happy, like doing the show. The third one now, okay, going to the cinema. It's my therapy. It's my therapy. Like literally, I love. It's the only time that I disconnect. Literally, I disconnect about the world, my world. I forget about the magic box. I forget about everything what's happening outside. When I'm connected, as soon as the movie starts, literally I get into it and I literally forget about it. So for me, it's a therapy. I go quite often, at least once, twice a week. I try to go because it's a way for me to relax. For example, the last night I had some interviews last night, and as soon as I finished the interview, I just grabbed my thing and I went to the cinema, and it was amazing. And maybe today I might go as well, but tomorrow morning to wake up very early, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able. But it's thing that and I could tell others as well, but the first thing came from my sports, the magic box, and going to the cinema. So I think that's one of my distress, like to make me, just enjoy the moments. It's those three.
Nice.
Did you enjoy the interview?
Oh yes, this was great. Yeah.
Thanks so much, first of all, to be kind and accept my invitation and to be so open. I think it was so nice to hear you talking about those, challenges and experiences. I think somehow people, they like to see that, because somehow you don't feel alone out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Experience is always good, because you never know what people are facing right now, and not just bad but good things as well. Sometimes we like to hear good things about people that they're facing some making memories or enjoying their time. We connect with that. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
I mean, one of my favorite quotes, it was when I managed a salon, we had to come up with a personal quote. And this is something that, growing up a swimmer, liking a lot of aquatic movies or something, whether it be Big Fish or Finding Nemo, all those, but it's get out of the shallow end. The deep end's more fun. I think, you can play a lot more in the deep end than you can standing in the shallow end. So,
very good. Yeah. Enjoy your gathering tonight. Enjoy your time tonight. And you keep in touch. Thanks so much, Tim.
Yes, thank you, William. Have a good one.
And you, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.